Hello. Yes, we are celebrating. The Founders Collection has dropped. Have you guys seen the jewelry? Have you seen your girl in the photo shoot? Have you seen my position? Please, can you just kindly in the comments tell me what you think? What's your favorite look? You'd see I have four looks. There's the corporate, there's the this. Just let me know which one. If you've got a favorite piece of jewelry from the collection yet, I'd love to know. Tell me in the comments. But all in all, I'm excited for this collection. And one of the ways we're celebrating is this video. Yes, I'm taking time out to sit down to actually tell the story of how I've grown Bland2Glam to where it is right now. We are not where we are going to yet. We are not where we want to be yet, but we are very far, very, very far from where we started from. And I think it's fair, that we tell this story because there's so many other people out there with dreams, with plans, with ideas. And sometimes it's just that one thing you hear someone say that'll make you realize, you know what, I can do it too. So welcome. Subscribe to my channel while you watch and just enjoy this story with me. I'm sure you'll learn a thing or two. So Bland2Glam, what is Bland2Glam? Bland2Glam is a jewelry brand that specializes in the design and retail of urban jewelry. We like to say our jewelry is Afrobeat-inspired. Of course, that sets us out from, other brands because you find a lot of African-inspired pieces with us and also, contemporary global designs as well. So we are that brand that, puts out jewelry and, fashion, basically the way the Nigerian loves to enjoy it, and we think we understand what Nigerians want, what they like in jewelry. We are loud, but we don't like to be too loud sometimes. We're sophisticated, but we like to add some oomph. And there's just a way we are in Nigeria, in Africa. And over the years, we've been doing this now. Bland2Glam is about 13. Yeah. We kind of know what Nigerians like when it comes to jewelry, and we're so grateful for that. We're so grateful for everyone that has supported us thus far. And yeah, so here's the story, right? I say this story because, I wish Bland2Glam was that brand that when we started, there was funding. When I was like, okay, this is the budget for marketing. This is the budget for that the budget is not like that, though. Yeah, I wish it was. It would have been a lot easier. But I tell people to start a business, there are two major routes. You're either gonna raise funding, which is what you find a lot of people in tech doing. You're raising funding and there you get like tons of dollars and then you are able to scale really fast, and all of that. Or you grow organically. So they all have their pros and cons. When you're raising funds, ownership is diluted. You have to report to people from time to time, probably monthly or even weekly, so things can't go at your pace anymore. You are not making decisions fully anymore. So that's something to consider because I definitely won't tell everyone you need to go my way, but you also need to understand the pros and cons that come with each side. So I chose to grow organically, and that was because when I started Bland2Glam, I had a career. I still have a legal career. It's just that now I oversee my firm. But then I was working for people, and I wasn't going to have a full-time job and then have to give reports at the end of every week or every month to an investor. I wasn't going to do that. So my decision was, it was important for me to work at that stage in life because Bland2Glam, at the end of every month, we were recording minus, so there was nothing like profit. And my family has to eat, right? I wasn't going to kill anybody's son by putting all my life demands on my husband. So I needed to work to make sure that, and even if he could feed me, hello, I need to buy hair when I wanna. I need to buy a bag when I wanna, I don't have to ask a man. Yes. So I believe I have to work. I will always work. So, yeah, I started Bland2Glam sometime right after university. I was really excited. I would import jewelry. Of course, when I was in university, I had played around with retail, and then it was every kind of fashion from clothes, shoes, belts, everything. Over time, I developed a particular kind of love for retailing jewelry, which showed because even when I started my full-time job, I worked with PricewaterhouseCoopers. Then I was in the tax and corporate advisory unit. It was demanding, but I didn't mind having my boot full of jewelry. And anytime, I was happy to, maybe after work or over the weekend, make visits, see friends. I'm like, oh, do you want to buy stuff? Then it was BBM. If you existed and if you were communicating during the BBM era, shout out in the comments. So through BBM, then I'll put up some photos. I'll send pictures to some of my friends. I have jewelry. So, I was making very okay money, but I don't know why. I got married and my husband was always saying, which one? You always said you don't have a business if you're operating from a booth. I don't know, even till today, I don't know if I even agree with him fully. But anyway, my hands were tied. He said, Seyi, please, I'm begging you. You have to, if you are really serious about this thing, have a store, have at least one staff. How can you say I have a business? You're not paying at least one person. I said, okay. If that's what will make him take me serious, And then we got this little store, very tiny. Tiny. I remember then it was in Anthony Village. Yes, in on the mainland in Lagos. Really tiny. When I say tiny, tiny, like maybe just like two or three people could stand, walking in. So I'll tell you why. Why did I start Bland2Glam? I think that's very important. Like I said, I have a thing for retail and entrepreneurship, but also I realized. I remember then I was opportune for the first time to travel abroad when when I was about finishing from university, and I was actually shocked when I got to the UK. I got to the high street stores. I saw how affordable bracelets were, necklaces, and I'm like, these people are enjoying. Why can't we enjoy like this in Nigeria? This same thing now get to Nigeria is times 20, times 15, times 10. Why? So I got really passionate and I said, you know what? I want to disrupt this market. Let me see how much I can get rid of the middlemen. Let me get, fine. So it's since then, that we're talking about maybe what, like 2010, 11 or 12. Yeah, 2012. Yeah, thereabouts. Yes. About 2012 officially. We started officially in 2012 because that's when our website was launched and everything. It's been a journey. And I don't think that journey ever stops in retail. At least if you're importing, where you stop looking for the best supplier, best factories to work with. I chose to go the retail, the importing path because I personally believe not every country can produce everything. I think our strength in Nigeria is what do you call it now? Oil and gas, agriculture. And I'm that person that believes why not leave jewelry for those that do jewelry. When I say leave jewelry, like the people in China and some other countries, they are wired, they are set up for that. They make in large number, and as a result, the prices are lower. So for me, because my target was to disrupt the market and make things as affordable as possible, I knew I had to import it. Shout out to those making jewelry in Nigeria. I doff my hat. Even that is not easy because even the materials being used, a lot of it is imported. But, I tell people I'm not the most creative person with my hand, but, I use my mouth and my negotiation skills really well. So yes, we import, and even when we create, we will literally just design, do our sketches in Nigeria, but we work with factories abroad to bring these things to life, and that's really to make it affordable. So affordability is very key for us in Bland2Glam. Affordability while maintaining top quality, very, very critical because I wear all of our jewelry and it's my belief that when I buy jewelry, I want it to last. I want it to last for years and years. I don't want to wait for just 1 month. So that I'm very passionate about that. So when we started, of course, I went online, always looking for, no, they've used my head, though. Don't look at this thing now and think that it's all rosy. No, you meet all China. Hey, God bless them. We'll be chatting like this. Oh, and you guys would have laughed. You'd have exchanged jokes. You'd be like, this person is my friend. Chun Li is my friend. We exchange emails. We are cool. You feel together. Once you send Chun Li money, he will stop responding. It has happened to me not to, in fact, more than once. So yes, in this journey of trying to find good suppliers, good partners, I have met frogs. I have kissed frogs. I have had to sacrifice so much. Some, they will tell you, yes, we can make this thing. You will pay, you get to Nigeria, the thing will look like a dead animal. It's just so much. But we be ready for the mistake because guess what? Once you make that mistake, you never make it anymore, right? And it leads you, to where you're going to. I'm so happy right now that I never gave up. But a lot of bad suppliers, so because a lot of time, then I mean, if that. Then I couldn't even afford to travel as much as I would want to because there wasn't funding. At the beginning, I couldn't afford to rent a proper retail store. We had an office, but a store whereby was in a good location, prime location, easily accessible. I couldn't afford that. So I set up a website. Made sure, shout out to Desmond, set up a really good website. And I'm like, yes, people will buy. I won't lie, the numbers were trickling in. It wasn't good. Yeah, I would, tell people we have a store in Antony Village. Everybody like, look, Shay, we are busy, it's hard. I won't find time to come to Antony. So I won't like numbers were really, really, really bad, and I wasn't happy because I wasn't going to be. I wasn't going to be. I was raised to be very independent. Let's put it that way. I did not see why the business could not pay its rent. So I was always under a lot of pressure and I also didn't want to always have to pay rent and keep the business going from my salary, right? So it pushed me to start looking for partnerships. I'd seen situations where you would see brands in stores and they just have their branded stand. And I said, okay, let me start approaching people. Let me look for how I can retail. Because if there was one thing, people that bought from me always said, Seyi, you have an eye for jewelry. Your pieces are always unique. We love we love the curation of jewelry you have. How come people don't know you? I used to always hear things like that. And even me, I knew that I have a thing. I know I have that gift. I know how to pick for people. Some of the things I know I won't wear. I might not be able to wear, but I know that there's somebody out there. There's this kind of person. I understand my, people, the way people are made up, people's style, taste. I know what a simple person will like. I know what a minimalist will like. It's a gift, and I knew I had it. So I then started to look for stores that had the kind of footfall, the kind of customers that would also like our jewelry. And shout out to the founder of Grey Velvet. She was the first store that agreed to carry Bland2Glam pieces. I was so excited. Because I remember back then, everybody that wore Ankara or all these, ready to wear pieces, everybody bought it from Grey Velvet then, and she had this really nice glass in front of, once you walked into the store, and it was us. It was us, only us, in fact, for many years, and Isis, I have to give her that prop. Thank you so much. She was such a support, when we started. And, then we were so happy. Commission for everything we sold, she got her commission. And, and when I saw the response to our jewelry, when it was stuck there, it just further gave me that assurance that we have something, So I was just, being very careful. I wasn't taking too many risks and just trying to grow the brand as little as and then she expanded to, I think it was Port Harcourt. I was happy we followed her. We were stuck in there. So the numbers were inching up, but still not enough to pay the bills, all of the bills. And when I say bills, the business's bills, and let's not even talk about my own bills. That's why I still had to work. I was in an office. So there was, but I can never remember my friend Kelechi. We used to work in PwC together that time, and he's late now, and God bless his soul. But I have to give him credit. One day he just visited me at my office. Then, and he sat me down. He was also very entrepreneurial. He'd be like, Seyi, why are you sleeping? That's what he told me. Why are you sleeping on this your jewelry brand? I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I said, look, Seyi, if I could afford it, I'll buy some of your shares. Are you joking? Look at this is a beautiful brand. See your pieces now. Why don't you just pump in some millions? Make some noise. Let people know this brand. Let people know. And you know how some people are just talking and like, is it me that you are talking to like this? I felt challenged though. I'm not one to take such statements as an offense. No, for me, I felt challenged, and I'm like, you know what? He left, and I'm like, thanks for. I mean, for me, when someone is telling you, Shay, if I had the funds, I'll buy shares in your company. That said a lot to me. That means he was seeing something I probably wasn't seeing, and that got me thinking. And I remember then I said, you know what? It's time. I said we're going to get a brand ambassador because he was just saying, Shay, you have to make noise. Create a reason to make noise. Fashion, the nature of fashion, media is important. It's very is you cannot have fashion, no matter how beautiful you are, and not make noise. You will not sell. That's fine. So I said, okay, I'll start. We'll have photo shoots, we'll create stuff. And then I remember then I said, okay, let's get somebody, a brand ambassador of some sorts. I started speaking with people I knew in the music industry and all of that. By the way, before I decided to get a like a known face, I was able to successfully create our first collection. That's pieces that we designed and all of that with a factory in China. Thankfully, I found one. I remember then I was doing my master's in Imperial College. And as a result of that, from London, then I remember I then went to China for the first time. Oh my gosh. That was what year? I remember I just had my first kid. And, at a point when I was in China, I was just crying, like, who sent me? I'm 17 hours away from home. I don't know anybody here. Am I crazy? But I was just so bent on it. Like, if I'm going to grow a brand that is not going to be so expensive, I need to know where they are making this thing. I need to be buying from the source. And then I was able to create a collection. I got some pretty faces. We did a shoot. Not one blog collected it from me. They said, please go. I, I remember the premium blogs, then they replied, no, you need to, just when you have more. There's a nice way they said it. Anyway, they said, go and create better images. I mean, after spending money, got my church members to do photo shoot with me. It wasn't good enough. Anyway, story for another day. Thank you so much for watching the podcast. I'm so glad to have you here. I want you to join our family by hitting the subscribe button on the screen right now. Yes, you. Actually, you. Yes, now. Don't wait. Don't postpone. Hit it. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. We have a lot more juicy stuff for you on this channel. So please subscribe so that you will be up to date and you would enjoy all that we have cooking for you. Thank you. We kept at it. And then I'm like, that was one of the things that made me tell myself, look, I'm not going to spend money on another photo shoot if it is not a known face, or maybe there just had to be a story. There had to be a story behind the shoots, because I was either going to hire a model, somebody that will, provide striking photos, or a celebrity, somebody that at least people knew. There just had to be something to it. So then, after speaking with all the people I knew in music, shout out to Taye Aliu of Efizi, we then were able to sign Yemi on board, Yemi Alade. Then Yemi Alade had just had Johnny song, and it was making a lot of waves back then. So, we were happy to collaborate. Shout out to Yemi, amazing. She was so amazing. We had the first shoot. And then we were able to then send out the pictures. We did a 1-minute advert video with her. And, we used her song, I'm Looking for My Journey. We used it as the background music. She posted some of our pictures and all of that. We released it on the blogs. The reception was amazing. I think that was the first time we even opened an Instagram page and all of that. We got serious with our digital media presence. And that was good. I love the response. I love that people... we did get good visibility. I won't say it brought in so much money. I won't say so. But it brought in good visibility. And I liked what I saw. And I saw that if I could build on the media, it would help sales eventually. And then I said, we had built a relationship then. I'm like, Yemi, let's do a collection. So we designed pieces. I went into my factories. We made the pieces. And then we launched the Yemi Alade collection. Oh my gosh, we spent money. We spent money on putting together a fabulous photo shoot. We spent money on organizing an amazing event, a jewelry launch party. It held at Civic Center back then. I mean, for a small brand, you're getting Civic Center, you're getting all the celebrities to attend. That was a lot of money for a small brand, but we knew that, look, if you don't want to stay small, you have to start doing big ththings, right? Then, and that organizing the party is not enough. You now have to pay TV houses, blogs to carry, when using a celebrity isn't enough. Some people would like the news and post it, but it cannot get the needed virality if you're not paying some platforms. So you're paying. And we did all of that. It was amazing. It was beautiful. But it wasn't bringing in so much money, I must warn you. And one thing I learned from all of that was having a beautiful campaign is good, having good images, signing on people. But what are you using the images for? So after spending all that money, I sat down and I saw that, man, we are in minus, 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 minus. We spent money. It was good. We had good images, good PR, but no money. And I was challenged once again, and I started taking all the materials. Okay, let's get out there. I then, we created lookbooks with the pictures, did everything because we had spent money. I then went ahead and started looking for more partnerships. And, that got us into more stores. We definitely partnered with more stores, just like we had with Grey Velvet. And then we were able to land SPAR. SPAR was a major one for us back then because SPAR, as you know, SPAR supermarket, they were in Adiola, Deco, and of course we were in their Ilupeju branch, Lekki, Enugu. I think they were in Port Harcourt. So that gave us good reach. It gave us good reach, and the way they were structured, they had us bringing our stands, and we had to hire. So that pushed me to do a lot of things I wasn't used to, but I was bent on getting to the customers, going to where the customers were shopping. And that gave us good experience. I mean, then I was now forced to hire. But the good thing now is that with all of these locations, we were able to then use our images. Oh, we have something called the Yemi Alade collection. We have something called, so. And, we're able to use that to then communicate with people. People are like, oh, I know her. I this, I that, I that, I that. Then after that one, we did the holiday collection. Shout out to Lamide Akintobi. We did the Celebrate Friendships collection. That was Lala, Tosin Bucknor, God rest her soul, and Lamide. Then we did the Love Yourself campaign. That was with Idi Aisen, Moe Abebe, Abimbola Craig. We had amazing people on that. And so it was just from one campaign to the other because it was one thing we learned. We learned that people like to see the jewelry on people. So we since we knew what to do with the images, we take nice pictures, give them, put them on the relevant media platforms, but also we'll print, we'll post, we'll have imagery, use them to sell. And thankfully we've always had amazing support from our friends, our celebrities, and all of that. And so we grew from there. But yes, the challenge we had with selling through third parties was, the money doesn't come directly to you, and that in itself was a problem because then you can't dictate what, you have money but you don't have it, and that already was a problem for me. Even though we had a wide network of people who were selling through, I needed us to have places where we were selling directly. And then I remember I'd always played around with the thought of selling in a mall. In fact, people like Grey Velvet were in malls. We partnered at the time with Mobiles. They were in malls as well. And we got good numbers. And it was just always a wish. One day we to be in the mall. I remember I was filming my talk show, Binging with Game Changers, with Nike Ogunlesi, the founder of Rough and Tumble. And so I'd worn all my pieces just like I have them today. I said, Seyi, gosh, I love your pieces. I love it. I was like, I actually sell them. They're from Bland2Glam. And she's like, how much? This one like 5,000, 9,000. They're that affordable and this nice. Oh my gosh. And she's like, you should be in a mall. Because of course, Rough and Tumble is in every mall. You should be in a mall. I'm like, yes, we'll get there one day, ma. We'll get there. No, I'm very serious, Seyi. I'm going to give you someone's number. I'm like, okay, thank you very much, ma. Okay, I'll place a call. When someone is taking you serious, you have to also be serious, And then she gives me, the phone number and I call. I mean, I don't get intimidated very easily. I'm like, okay, if she thinks, if she thinks, Seyi, you need to be in a mall. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be in a mall, and I called. And of course, from then, the lady then referred me. She says, okay, we don't have space in Lekki, but I'm going to give you my colleague's number in Ikeja. And that's Ikeja City Mall. And I'm sure they should have some space for you. And I promise you, when we spoke with Ikeja City Mall and they sent us our invoice, we emptied our account to pay our first batch of rent. Like all the money we had in the account that we had made from different partners and all that. So for me, it was that's what they call walking on water. Because I didn't even know if people were going to buy the pieces. Like if well, and it's a lot of money you pay in the malls. I promise you, a lot of money. The rent, we all know now what the malls in premium malls in Nigeria, are like. And then we paid that and we put the pieces there. Thankfully, we had been hiring staff, merchandisers in SPAR, so we had some experience with hiring. Put it in there. Had to look for software for inventory management. And then we started retailing in the malls. And we saw the response was actually, so we realized that, okay, after our, say, like 9 years of being in the industry, if there was one thing that at least paid off was the fact that we now knew what customers wanted. Of course, by the time we were seven, we launched the Power of Seven campaign. Then that was with Daniel Etimefyong, Talula, seven amazing people, Kayla. And that was when we officially launched into men's fashion. And over time, I realized we had a curation that people loved. We knew what Nigerians wanted because we had been moving from store to store, partner to partner. We had gotten our hands dirty. So thankfully, the risk we took with the Ikeja City Mall paid. And people liked us, they shopped us, and were able to pay the rent there. And then from Ikeja, we then, we took the risk again. We went to Abuja. Honestly, I just wake up with these dreams. And I'm like, if we can be in Lagos, why can't we be in Abuja? What's stopping us? And then I visited the mall there. And, after a lot of back and forth, we were able to be there in Jabi Lake Mall. And after that, I'm like, if we can be in Abuja, why can't we be in Enugu? Why can't we be in Ibadan? These are all major cities, in Nigeria. And of course, in Lagos, we expanded into Lenox Mall. We expanded into Purple Mall in Lekki. Then, I don't know, I've always had this obsession with airport retail. I don't know, I just feel there's just something about it. So after many years, we also were able to get into MM2. Muritala Mohammed Airport, the departure lounge. And that's our story. At the moment, we're in about 7 premium malls and locations. And by God's grace, we're still growing. So I know I haven't told this story in points, but I know that you're picking lessons. I know people have picked one thing or the other here and there, but if there's anything I'll tell you, it's been the ability, if there's one thing that I know that has helped Bland2Glam grow to this point, is the ability to keep going even when the numbers are not looking good. At every time, I saw the numbers looking terrible, I would say, what new thing can we do? How every time we met a roadblock, okay, if our third party stockists are not paying, as early as we need them to pay, can we get ourselves out of this? And that led us into malls. So I don't, the stumbling blocks were eventually always became our stepping stones. And that really has helped us grow. And of course, we are always listening to our customers. Oh, always. What do you want? How would you have preferred this necklace to be? Really, you're looking for this kind of necklace. Okay, we will try and get it. Listening to the customers is always very critical to us. And, we are constantly working to improve our online presence and even our physical store presence. And I'll tell you one thing that has always kept me going as well. Even so many times when people would say, look down on, fashion, I have friends that tell me, who is wearing a ring? Who is this? Well, I would always look at the Forbes list of richest people. And I always saw the owners of Zara, LVMH, Louis Vuitton. A lot of people that play in the fashion industry are there. Why would you look down on, the business of fashion? And I've never looked down on it, and I'm grateful I never did. Even when for so many years it didn't make sense, I kept at it, and I'm so delighted. Now we are paying our rent in the various locations we are, and we are also, we have about 30 people on our payroll. It means we're feeding about 30 families, and I'm really excited for that. And it's all from the business of fashion. I'm grateful for our journey. It's been honestly the ability to keep going. I remember when we first started, we were just in that cube in Anthony Village. And when I walk in, I'll say, please, we need to arrange this place properly. Look, we are like the brand stores you see abroad. We are a high street store, and right there in my gutter I mean, I remember that place in Anthony. It was like decorated with a very dirty gutter in front, like you now hopping, But I still always saw us as a global brand, a brand that was traded in a mall or on the high streets in some fancy place, and where people things needed to be premium arrangement, premium packaging, premium, but very affordable. So I'm so happy I kept believing. I never stopped believing, especially when the numbers did not look good. And numbers didn't look good for many years. But I always knew Nigerians love fashion. Nigerians, but they also love to feel and touch. So it's an interesting, relationship, brick and mortar stores selling online. But we're here today, and I'm grateful. I'm thankful to everyone that has shopped Bland2Glam, or that is planning to shop Bland2Glam. I'm excited for our new collection, the Founders Collection. For the first time, I modeled. Yeah. I modeled, and I'm so happy to present that collection to all of you. Thank you, and keep supporting Bland2Glam. Visit us at any of the malls, or just visit us online. But you know how it is when you come, to our physical locations. It's a different experience as well. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching our story.